Welcome back to another episode of Health and Happiness with me, your host, Jenn J, and Nancy. We took a couple of months off this summer to do some exploring and some self-discovery and all kinds of things. And in the meantime, we have both upgraded our skills and our practices into something really exciting. So today, here we are sharing some of the updates that we've done one at a time and talking a little bit about the experiences that we've had in the process of updating and expanding and growing our health coaching practices. So let's dive right into this.
Sure. Just wanted to just update everybody on my new certifications in my health coaching practice, and I'm just super excited to finally, I feel like I have more direction now, like when it comes to taking my clients through a health journey, like just taking them through step by step, because there's 5 steps to complete gut rejuvenation, increasing the good gut microbiome, and just sealing and healing the gut lining, which most of us suffer from leaky gut. And there's this, this saying, I forget who says it, but basically like all disease begins in the gut. And a lot of people don't tie that in, where it's like, it's not just about bloating or like constipation or diarrhea or like food sensitivities. You also have like brain fog, exhaustion, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, like any type of like autoimmune disease. Like it's all related to like leaky gut and like your microbiome, like the good gut, bad bacteria, like that's just like totally off. The bad guys are like, there's just an overgrowth of different types of species going on. So so I feel like now that I have more of a direction, like with the 5 steps to healing my client's gut, and I'm so excited that I've signed up one of my one client today. That we're starting that today, so I'm so excited about that. So it's real, it's awesome.
Congratulations. So, that's so exciting.
I
know.
My
gosh. And you're right, like having that direction and those step-by-step processes makes a huge difference. Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned how like we underestimate this strength that the gut system has in all of our health. I was doing a training today in my membership on thyroid health, and we were talking about how women are 5 to 8 times more likely to suffer from thyroid disorders, and how it's so tightly linked to autoimmune disorders and dysfunction. And a lot of that starts in the gut. And so when we think about our thyroid health and we think about autoimmune, we don't necessarily right away think of the gut. And yet if we start somewhere, because oftentimes all our symptoms overlap with all different kinds of systems in the body, right? So it's like, well, where do we start? Because it's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg, right? So where do we know where to start? And I love that we can start somewhere, because the gut has such a huge impact on the body that if we start somewhere like the gut, we're going to see this ripple effect in all of our health and a calming of all those symptoms. So it's funny that you mentioned that, because it's exactly what we were talking about in my membership today.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just that every system in our body has its own function, but it cannot function independently from all the rest of your systems. So
and other systems will overcompensate if the gut is off, right?
Exactly.
So and having to take myself through the exact same program, the 5 steps, it's a 12-week program. It's amazing. I'm blown away by the results. Like, from having, because different things will manifest in different ways for different people. That's why I love the concept of like the bio individuality. Like somebody will be, it's like when you're coaching someone, it's really about the individual. It's not about like the trend or like the fad diet, or like, it's really about that individual and what's going on with them. And
exactly.
I find that like taking myself through it and then healing my own issues, gut related issues, me, it was mostly the brain gut connection, which, you know, the anxiety was a major part of that. And also I had like eczema in like my hands because I use my hands a lot. So now just kind of like rejuvenating my gut microbiome, because we have different types of microbiome, not only in the gut, but like on our skin,
Our
lungs,
skin.
mouth,
Yeah.
nose, you know. So it's like when you're really working on the major um, culprit, which is like the gut microbiome, that's going to affect your skin issues, your anxiety, any autoimmune disease. It's like just, you know, so it's really the first base to healing the rest of your body. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Actually, you mentioned something that kind of just had a light bulb moment for me. So,
nice.
I mean, you've been a health coach now already for several years. So you're
7.
all, oh yeah, well, like several, like it's been a long time,
Yeah,
but like, and so you already made huge changes and consistent action in your health in a positive way. And yet, even by doing your gut protocol, you saw significant changes still. So when
that's
we think
true.
about somebody who isn't making those changes yet, imagine how much more significant their changes could be when they start it. Like it's just like it's wild if that's what's happening in a healthy body, that you're
Mm,
seeing significant changes. Imagine a body that's not yet as healthy as it could be, how night and day a person could feel in their body.
yeah, exactly. I mean, what is 12 weeks for the rest of your life? You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
beautiful investment. And it's and in my course itself, I had to take myself through it, but I also had to take two of the people through it. So, one of them had more like health struggles or health challenges that she had to go through, and it was herself, and that's when you really see the magic, because it's like you could see major results in her area. So it's like she's lost weight, no more brain fog, no more depression, no more eczema. She feels motivated. Like it's amazing. So I guess just to quickly explain to everybody like the 5 steps, just to give somebody like an idea of what, if they're ever interested in the program, just to see what they're going to be going through. So I've kind of like tweaked it and made it my own a little bit, only because the first week is called preparation week, like it's to get you ready for the 5 steps. But it's only 1 week. I find that 2 weeks would be more. It would be better, because there are major changes that you'll have to do, like just in terms of like diets and extra self-care protocols that you're going to have to like get yourself ready for step 1, which is slashing, like just kind of like reducing the inflammation inside of the gut, because a lot of the times it's the inflammation inside of your gut that's going to cause leaky gut and just set the whole thing off. So working with a diet plan, like a meal plan, a strict meal plan, and then also different supplements during step 1 to really help reduce the inflammation, but also help support the liver, because the liver is going to help detox everything out, just to kind of get the stage ready for step 2, which is like getting rid of the bad bugs inside of your gut. And different bugs are responsible for different things, including like when somebody has tried everything and they can't lose weight. Well, that's oftentimes it's because there's a specific bug in there that is just not allowing you to lose the proper weight. So there's that. There's, like I said, like the skin gut connection, the brain gut connection, obviously gas, bloating, constipation, just food sensitivity. So just helping get rid of those things in step 2, which is 4 weeks. That's the heart, the meat of the program really is to really focus on getting rid of those bad guys. And then once you get rid of those bad guys, in step 3, then you start adding in the good guys. You're like, it's called the reseeding phase. So then that's when you add in the good guys, because you really want your gut to be at an 85-15 ratio. And most of us right now, it's like 60-40. So just in the way that like our food, the stress, the environment, just everything that's just, it's really bombarding our system. So, and then step 4 is to really evaluate and optimizing your stomach acid. So the hydrochloric acid, because that is the first line of defense for when the bad guys come in. If your stomach acid is not optimal, then, or if it's not working optimally, then it's going to just go right through onto the gut, and then it's going to just wreak havoc on your gut. And then step 5, it's really about learning how to instill healthier habits to make it more like an 80-20 balance, a way of eating. So then that way the body can withstand 20% of indulgence if you're 80%, have a great diet.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. It sounds so simple too, right? Like 5 steps, anybody could do it. You just need the right guidance and coaching, right? So it's
big
so
time.
doable. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, like you need the right coaching, because a lot of the times when you're going, like I love this saying, like the only way to the other side is through it, right? So when you're going through these steps, things will come up, like you're detoxing, you're getting rid of pathogens. So there's going to be mild withdrawals, like, like major fatigue. I had an eczema flare up for 3 weeks during the pathogen purge. And I was like, like it's just, it's hard to trust the process. So that's when the health coach comes in.
I was just about to say, we have to come back to trusting the process. It is the theme of my life this year.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I know. Yeah, but like, and the fact that I took myself through it, it shows that like you have to trust the process. I went through it. I've been stuck in the messy middle, but embracing the suck and you're coming out the other side, like no more eczema for me, no more anxiety for me, like chronic anxiety. Obviously, there's situational anxiety that will probably come up, but like like I can actually like. I'm not tired at night. I used to be like chronically fatigued at the end of the day because I work so physically in my massage therapy practice. So it's like, what else? I can actually, one of the biggest thing, I love to have a glass of wine or a cocktail every now and again, and I couldn't before this program. I couldn't. Like it was just like I guess I developed a sensitivity to it, just but now I can have 1 or 2 on the weekends and it doesn't bother me whatsoever. So that is a huge plus for me. So yeah,
that's amazing. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm so excited for you and all your clients. Oh my gosh,
I can't wait to take this one through it. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you, how are you doing?
Oh wow,
you're back in the full swing of things.
I am, yeah. Actually, I'm running my membership now, and it's funny you say it's 12 weeks for the rest of your life, because my membership is 12 months long, which to some women might sound like, oh my gosh, like there's no way I could commit to 12 months. But it's 12 months of hormone balancing, habit learning, a container of that, right? And of a lifestyle. And I think about it from this aspect of that you're going to be a woman for the rest of your life. And
going
your
through different
hormones are
stages.
going to, going through different stages. Your hormones are going to change on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, year-to-year, decade-to-decade basis. You need to be prepared, because there isn't people out there teaching you the right process, the right steps, the right habits, the right all of it to have it and do it right. And so you say like 12 weeks for the rest of your life, and I say like 12 months for the rest of your womanhood, because you are stuck with being a woman. I mean, let's not go down the rabbit hole of everything else going on right now, but you are a woman, and
embrace it.
Exactly. And the thing is there was a time where I felt stuck as a woman, because my symptoms were so bad, so severe, so awful, so degrading, so embarrassing, so debilitating,
out of control too,
so out of control, that I felt stuck, that I thought,
Mm.
as if and keep in mind, this was in my early 20s. So I'm thinking like, I have 40 years of
Hmm.
enduring this.
Ooh, yeah.
Can you
Instead of
imagine having
embracing
that,
it, you know?
exactly, having the mindset of
Mm.
having to endure your
Oof.
body and
Yeah.
endure and just go along for the ride with the nonsense that I was going through? And I know I'm not alone. Like 4 out of 5 women have a hormonal imbalance at some point in their
Wow.
lifetime, right? So that's significant.
Yeah.
And so when I think about like 12 months, it's like it's 12 months for your life, literally,
Mm.
because you're going to change. Your phases are going to change, your hormones are going to change, things are going to come up. And of course, you can do it quicker. Like I have other options of working with me that make it quicker.
Right.
We can go through a 3 or 4 month process and we can have it turned around in no time. And it's still all the same steps, still all the same habits, the same processes, the same lifestyle. It's
And
just
then maybe
that
12 months is more like there's more forgiving room, like, you know, because not everybody's going to do it perfectly. Obviously, there's no
that's
such thing.
exactly it. And what I love is that in my membership is I'm teaching the habits. I literally have broken down the entire 52 weeks of my program into weekly habits of things for you to try, commit to, shift on, in order to get you to a mindset and a habitual place by the end of the year
Wow.
that actually has women sustaining this lifestyle for their hormones for life.
Oh my God, I have chills because I feel like that is such a gift because just feeling so supported throughout 12 months. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily, personally, I don't necessarily look at it like, oh, I'm doing this thing for 12 months. I look at it like, wow, I'm going to be supported for 12 months
Yeah, could you
during
imagine?
this
Yeah.
process. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, I still have my, one-on-one work with me options with my clients, but right now I'm really loving the fact that I can work with women in a community setting so that
So
you're
powerful in
not
a
alone.
community setting.
100%, especially with women's health issues.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you how many times I've been to a doctor's office and been told that you're fine, go home and take a Tylenol.
Mm,
And it's disgusting, it's degrading, it's uncomfortable, it's frustrating
yeah.
to be able to be in a community where women can come and be like, oh, that
I'm
happens to me
heard.
too.
Hmm.
I'm heard. I
I'm
feel
seen.
seen.
Mhm.
Exactly. You get me.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal in terms of women's health. So
Yeah.
yeah, so right now it's like I'm full in on that and I'm so excited because I just get to I'm doing the same transformations with my clients. It's just we are looking at it from a different lens and we're like, let's build this in as a lifestyle because I don't want you dieting. I don't want you saying, oh, I tried a hormone lifestyle and it didn't work for me, or a
Mm,
hormone diet or a hormone workout plan or whatever.
that's right.
Or now you're in a perimenopausal phase. I mean, like for women, progesterone levels start dropping after the age of 30, which
That's
means we're
crazy.
already exactly. I mean, that is extremely young. And considering the fact that we are already dealing with high estrogen levels, which for most women is what's putting us into hormonal imbalance. If our
Yeah.
progesterone levels are dropping and our estrogen levels are rising, it literally means that between your teens, your 20s, your 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, you have a different hormonal phase happening every decade.
Wow.
So it doesn't
Wow.
matter where you are in your journey, you're going to learn something that's going to apply to exactly where you are right now or where you're about to be.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. And I like the fact that they have the whole year to feel confident because it takes a long time for any habits to stick. And then also just to have a full year to like nip that in the bud, but also like get the habit to stick and then kind of maybe troubleshoot if anything
That's
rises up.
exactly it. Yes, that's exactly it. So what I found in my journey and when I was working with clients on shorter time frames is that I would get to this phase where a lot of my symptoms would subside and I would kind of know what my triggers are and everything felt good. And then
Hmm.
something in my life would shift and I would have these flare ups or I would have these changes and I'd be like, what just happened? Because I've never experienced this and now I don't know what to do. And
Wow.
so a year's worth of support literally gives you that hand holding feedback opportunity of like, whoa, something in my life just shifted. And as our awareness and education grows on the subject, the complexity of the questions that we have increases.
That's
Right. So
true.
like even myself as a hormone coach, the types of questions that I am coming up for myself, like questions that come up for me about hormones, are totally more complex and deep than the ones I had 10 years ago.
Right. And
Right. So
imagine not going through this journey, like you're not going through it alone. You're
I
going
know,
with
yeah.
somebody who went exactly through it and did the research and took their like yourself through all of it, and then is out the other side. And now you're able to just share that and make other people feel supported, less alone, give the strategies, give the tools, give the resources that they need to live it, to embrace being a woman.
Yeah,
Like,
and the hacks to make it easy, right? Because
yeah,
I mean, it's one thing to change your lifestyle, but it's another
yeah,
thing to really learn how to make it easy and how to adapt
yeah.
it for your lifestyle. And because I live it and I've been living it and I've learned all these
You're
little
so
like
passionate about it. It's amazing. Like
I
it's
really am. Like
contagious.
I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, if I couldn't be a nutritionist and a health coach, what would I be? And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Because it's such a part of who I am now.
Yeah.
That I simply don't know where I would be or who I would be without it.
Right.
Which maybe not might not be the healthiest thing. I might have to, expand my hobbies here, but
Right.
but it has become such an ingrained part of my life
Yeah.
that I have
Same.
learned how to make it easy and simple. So it's,
Right.
I'm not just another coach who's just, teaching something. I'm literally living it. And I think that's the difference between some coaches out there like you literally took yourself right through your program. You lived
Yeah.
it. You
Yeah.
are living it and you're
Absolutely.
on the other side, right? And that makes a
Yeah.
huge difference
Oh,
to
I find like the best coaches are the ones who can totally relate to their students,
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And I do feel also like when like as coaches, I find like you really also need to gauge their capacity for change, right? And that's why a whole year is probably the perfect amount of time, because then you gauge their capacity for change, you work where they are, you push them a little bit outside their comfort zone just
Exactly.
to help them grow. But that's why like this gut health program that I'm going to take my clients through, um, it's going to be such a learning experience for myself as well, because there are so many things. It's a complex thing. Like it's like you have to be all in, and being able to grow, embrace the suck, but knowing that you're not alone, you're fully supported. And that's why meeting once a week for 60 minutes is super, super important.
Yes.
And there's just every week, there's something new they have to instill in their routine. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm so blown away.
Yeah. Yeah,
You and I are
exactly.
doing remarkable things, and whoever is going to be working with yourself, myself, because we're so passionate about it and we truly care about the individual, that's what makes all the difference, and that's what's going to make all the difference in their transformative journey, really.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's exactly what it is. I mean, it's a night and day experience. And
Yeah.
for a lot of people that can be scary, even myself. I mean, I
Mm.
mean, I mean, you saw my post today about my
Mm.
running. Like when I started running, I had zero intention of being able to run 5K, and I had fully expected myself to quit after 3 weeks into the
Yeah.
program, but
Yeah.
because I had different intentions of why I was using it, but it still scared me at the thought of
Absolutely.
going forward. And yeah, when we can just learn to trust the process, who you become on the other side of it is, my God,
It's exactly who
like
you
it's
become. Yeah.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Exactly.
undescribable.
Yeah, and I don't know. That's one thing I really love about myself is I'm just very tenacious. Like I taking myself through that program, it was there was moments where it's like you question, and luckily I had like a lot of support to help me trust the process, and also you go through different challenges, and And oftentimes you need that strong why, the strong reason why you're doing it. And it might change over time as you go through it. Like, you know, the 12 months or the 12 weeks, you know, like you go into it setting different kinds of intentions, and you have different set of goals. But I find oftentimes that shifts as you go through, take yourself through something into something so much more than you can imagine, right?
Yes, exactly. In fact, and that's one of the, like, I have two kinds of clients that I work with in my membership. One set of clients are women who know they have hormonal imbalances and they're trying to find natural solutions to
I
solving
love it.
them. And then I have another set of clients who aren't really aware of how their hormones are
Hmm.
impacting their symptoms and the issues they're dealing with. So when they come to me, their challenge is things like low energy, they can't lose weight, they've got, you know, intense mood swings, or they're feeling really just cranky all the time,
Hmm.
unhappy. And they're sort of like on that dieting roller coaster because their main focus is trying to figure out what's going on with their weight, right? And
Yeah.
so that's two separate different types of mindsets and awareness levels that I work with. And so, you know, the set that comes in with the idea of like, I'm trying to lose weight and I can't, that's their original intention when they come in with into the membership and into my system. But what
Hmm.
we see is that as they start to learn the layers of what's impacting them, and
Hmm.
of course they're going to naturally start losing weight as we start to heal the body. I mean, weight is just a byproduct of
Hmm.
dysbiosis in the body, right? So
Hmm.
as we start healing the body, no matter what part of the body it is, we're going to see natural fat loss. That's a given, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's what they originally come in with, their intention. And then, yeah, as we start shifting and learning about the layers of what's going on in the body, they start realizing, you know, these are surface level problems,
Hmm.
and their intention shifts. And of course they're happy because they're losing that fat that they couldn't lose before, but there's that secondary level of intention behind what they're doing now, and it comes back to, you know,
Yeah.
I want to feel good in my body, I want to heal my body, I want my body to work properly, I want to you know, honor it in a way that it loves me back, right?
Yeah.
Because the love
Yeah.
we give our body is the love we're going to get back from it. So it really shifts the mindset. So and I
Oh,
think that's
big
the
time.
biggest thing. That's probably that type of woman is probably has the most transformative journey, but it's also the most difficult because she's not yet in the mindset of my hormones
Hmm.
are speaking to me, my body's speaking to me. And so there's a huge mindset shift that happens. And that doesn't happen overnight. It didn't for
No.
me.
Well,
It
then
didn't
they
for
probably
me at
never,
all.
they probably never thought that was possible for them. You've
Exactly.
opened up new doors for them that they have to navigate through, but because it's so unknown and like uncertain, they're scared, and maybe there'll be some pushback. But then, you know, like if they trust the process, if they have a strong reason why, and if they're just, you know, they remain somewhat open to the possibilities, then they're just going to keep opening some doors and doors and doors, and then that's when you really discover uh like like underneath all those layers who you really are or who you're meant to be, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm. That's powerful, very powerful
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I'm really happy for you. Like, it's incredible.
Thank you. It's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's exciting. And
it is.
it's funny to see how business evolves too. Like, you know, when I first started my practice, it was one-on-one with clients, and it was just on an inconsistent basis. It was as they
Mm,
desired to see me because
yeah.
I didn't have the structure that I have now. And and I look back on that and think, wow, that was really irresponsible of me to not
Hmm.
have that structure in place for them, to not have that expectation to help them hit their expectations, right? The
Yeah.
expectation of me to
Yeah.
help them hit their expectations. And so now it's there's been this evolution and this growth
I
in
was
my
gonna
business.
say, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Yeah.
evolution and growth where like I've grown as a practitioner, I've grown as a coach, my clients have grown, my business has grown, and it's
That's
evolved
amazing.
into this like living ecosystem where I'm seeing what I want from my business. My clients are seeing what they want from me, and
That's
it's all
amazing.
working synergistically. So it's a really great time right now. It's super exciting.
Yeah, I have a really, really great feeling too. I taking myself through that program and getting my certification in that program, I just feel like I was guided through it. And now I just have such a really great feeling that 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 business, my health coaching practice is really, really gonna blossom because there's such a need. And the more people understand in the depth of the healing that they can take themselves through it, it's just going to be word of mouth, and it's just going to be a domino effect. I feel it. I'm just like that momentum is definitely kicked in, and I feel like there's just, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
already amazing.
I'm so excited to see it happen for you. It's gonna be incredible.
Thank you so much. So yeah, so if everybody has anybody, like if anybody has like additional like questions, or if they're like they want to inquire a little bit more, like I guess maybe I can have, like I've worked really hard on my website this week too, so that's pretty much like all updated, up and running, so they can check that out. And it explains further different types of my health coaching services, my programs, even like if I have quick and easy recipes on there if they just need something, they want to like cook or bake something different, so there's definitely more than the gut health. There's more options, but I'm definitely leaning towards that program because I feel that is a huge step in the right direction.
Definitely is.
Yeah. Awesome.
Exciting. That's so great. All right, and thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions at all, like Nancy said, about any of the work that we're doing, or wondering how to connect with us and work with us in any capacity, then you're always welcome to comment below or reach out to us on our website, which are linked in the description of the YouTube video here. So you can go ahead and just find us there, connect with us, have a look around, grab some recipes, read the blogs, enjoy some of the information that we share, and always feel free to reach out to us if you would like to get started on your healthy living journey. See you soon.